Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to watch today's video. We're going to be talking about squarebill crankbaits in the early spring today during the pre-spawn. This is my favorite time of year to catch big ones on it when you get the right conditions. So what I want to do today is sort of like explain to you the best scenario that you want to have in order to use these squarebill crankbaits really before a lot of people start fishing them. So we're going to get into that in today's episode. Also, guys, quick invitation talking about spring. Just like invite you to please swing by and check out my Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. We got the spring maps up on the site right now. These are great resources to learn more about your favorite lake in the springtime of the year. Gives you 40 GPS waypoints you can go straight to with tips and advice on how to fish each spot. So I'll put the Fish the Moment lake map breakdown link in the description of the video. Really appreciate that. Okay guys, squarebill crankbaits, man, early spring. Let's talk a little bit about the conditions they work in. First of all, there's some of the best techniques in bass fishing are seasonal techniques, like, top water fishing, squarebill fishing, deep cranking. I have found out a lot of times the best fishing for those different type of lure genres are before people start fishing them. Now, a lot of people, when they think about a squarebill crankbait, they think about, burning one in the summertime in dirty water or a little bit warmer water techniques because they don't run very deep. But guys, those fish and those big ones in the early spring, they will get up super shallow and they love a squarebill crankbait under the right situation. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and then let's first get into the baits. Now, there's two different types that I throw, guys. My favorite is this Megabass S crank. This is the 2.0. I use the 1.2 and the 2.0, but whatever your favorite squarebill is. But the two colors that I use in the pre-spawn are the blackback chartreuse side and some type of a crawdad pattern, a reddish crawdad pattern. These are my two favorite colors, that I use. Now, how I determine that is with water visibility. If it's a low light day and the water's dirty, like say the water visibility is under 1.5 feet or so, windy, maybe some clouds or something, I like the little bit brighter chartreuse side. But on the days it's a little bit maybe partly cloudy, sunny, water visibility maybe a little cleaner, around 2 foot, 2.5 foot, I'll go to the reddish crawdad or some type of a crawdad pattern. So that's how I determine it. And most of the time I'm fishing it on a little bit lighter line than I normally fish a squarebill, because traditionally you fish a squarebill on heavier line because you don't want to get the depth out of it. You're trying to deflect cover. But with this technique that I'm going to describe to you, I want to get the depth out of this bait. So I'll fish them like on 12-pound test Seaguard and Vizx line, maybe 15. I'm trying to get the max depth for this thing. I really want to try them to hit that 3 to 4 foot zone. And if you use 12-pound test fluorocarbon on a lot of these squarebills, you can get them to hit 4 feet, and that's sort of that magic depth. So here's what you want to look for. This is the prime situation. Number one is you want water temperatures in the low to mid 50s. I have found out like the perfect water temperature, 53, 54 degrees is perfect. Next with that is you got to have the right water clarity. You do have to have some off-colored water. So I like water visibility really less than 2 foot. Ideally, I like it to be about 1 to 2 foot visibility is a perfect deal. I do prefer some wind. Wind will help you out. And also if it is low light, it'll help out too, getting those banks that have some shade off on them, or a cloudy day. But overall, a cloudy day where you've got some wind and some off-colored water is going to be a really good scenario for this. I normally like to crank just rocky banks with it. Riprap banks, channel banks, bluff banks, gravelly banks, but it's all about rock. You're not talking about deflecting off of wood during the early pre-spawn. It's about cranking rock with this thing, using some type of like a medium stop and go retrieve. Now, the thing that you want to take advantage of more than anything when you find it is if you get one of those conditions during the early pre-spawn where you've had a lot of rain and it's bringing some off-colored water into the system, this is when those big ones will move up and hammer a squarebill. If you have a situation where say the lake's been normal, and then you get maybe 1 inch or 2 or 3 inches of rain over a course of a couple days, and the backs of the creeks and the rivers start to get some dirty water coming in it. When you can get to that fresh, dirty water on a rocky bank and you have water temperatures in the low to mid 50s, guys, a squarebill crankbait, they will hammer it. And big ones will hammer it. I mean, not just keepers. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 pound fish will get up there and gobble those things up under the right conditions. So Main thing, guys, is just start throwing them a little bit earlier. A lot of people don't throw them when that water temperature first starts getting over 50. They sort of wait a little bit, but it works really good that time of year. If you concentrate on rock and you go to lighter line to get them deeper, makes a big difference there. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you catch some, and we'll talk later. See you.